Hello, this is Lynn Cordes, and I wanted to create a video for you to assist with sending out notifications to your parents or to your staff members using our Thrillshare application. The first thing I want you to do is go ahead and open up Google Chrome. That's the browser you have to use in order to push notifications. When you do that, go ahead and type in lawton.ok.aptogy.net. Do not put www in front of it, it won't work. So once you type that URL into your browser, hit OK. For those of you that are familiar with using Thrillshare, go ahead and put your credentials. If you've logged in before, but you haven't done so in a while, you probably forgot your password. If you'll hit this forgot your password, it will send some instructions to your email. Follow that. If you have never gotten into Thrillshare or have not created a password for this, go ahead and contact me via email, and I will get you set up and give you the instructions on how to get access. For those of you that are ready to move forward, go ahead and hit sign in. The one thing I want you to double check before we actually start is to make sure that your school's name is up here and that your school's logo is here. Also check to make sure that your site is selected. It could be any of the schools that you're located at. For me, it's district. And the focus of this video is in reference to live feed, which is how we push the notifications out. So go ahead and push live feed. Now, two things to check before you send a notification. One is that there's a camera here that allows you to have access for your microphone. If I click on that, you'll see that there are two options. If always block microphone access is enabled, you'll see a big red X over the camera. If not, you're probably good for your microphone, but you need to check over here where the red dot is. If you have both of those clear like mine, red dot and the camera's good with no X, then we're ready to push out a notification. And what we're doing today is using the SMS, which is the text message, and the voice call feature. So we're going to go ahead and select SMS. Now what you have to be mindful of here is that you have access. Even though you're only designated to your one site, you have access to everybody's list. There's students, staff, and then there's pre-created lists for other teams. I want to share this right here. Test list, for those of you that are not used to sending out messages, test list is myself. So if you know you want to play around, go ahead and email me or call and let me know that you plan on doing that, so I'm not concerned about the text messages going out that I receive. But for this particular video, we're going to use myself. I want to let you know what this means. This is a sync database, and that lets you know that your staff members and your students are updated daily. So as long as you see that, everybody is synced and up to date nightly. Be careful that you choose your particular site, okay? So for this video, we're going to use myself, which is test list, and I'm going to hit done. Okay, now that I have test list selected, I'm going to come up here and make sure that you identify your site. For me, it's LPS parents or staff, whatever I want to put out there, but I'm identifying who I belong to. We all share the same short code number, so if Woodland Hills is sending out something and they don't identify it, EMS parents may receive it because they're feeder parents and say, I don't know where this message is coming from. So be mindful that you put in front of your message who you are, whether it's EMS, EHS, P Park for Pioneer Park. Identify where this message is coming from. Now, right here, we're going to type in our message. So for as an example, we're going to talk about no school. LPS parents, there will be no school Friday, October 13th. Now, right here, you'll see the character count changing. As long as you stay within the 160 characters, then most of your parents will receive it. Now, I've heard just as recently as last week that as long as they stayed within 140 minimum characters, that all the parents are going to receive it. So I kept my last message really short, something like this, all your parents should receive it. But I know if you go over 160 by one character, hardly anybody's going to receive your message. So just pay attention to this right here. For me, if I get down to 40, I know to stop. And I'm just going to copy and paste this so we can show an example of what I'm referring to. you see your character count starts to change. And right now, I'm not sure if you can see it, it says 14, but I'm going to move it so that I can see 40. There's 41 right here. And so I'm okay with putting 41. The one thing you need to try and do with all of your messages is to include, one, who is sending it, the school, and two, the date. Sometimes our parents don't receive the messages the day it's sent. So the way we can track that is by putting an official date, like I did here, October 13th. When you're ready, what you will do is, I'll just put thank you because I like to end it with thank you. And I have 48 characters left, so I'm still in that range of people receiving it. There are two things what you would do right here. If you felt like you needed to do this early so that you can schedule it, you can hit the schedule button. And so most often in the daytime, I will set notifications like this that you see to run after everybody's already gone home. So I would have scheduled this and I will hit 5 o'clock. Okay, now the other thing to pay attention to is right here, AM, PM. We don't want parents to receive calls at 1 o'clock in the morning when we really mean 1 in the afternoon, or 5 a.m. versus 5 p.m. So look at it, make sure, confirm that that's going to go out. When you're done, and I'm going to do this, it's just me, test list is myself, so I am going to push publish when it's all said and done. When it's scheduled, you'll see up here, this is what you should see if your message went successfully. The X with posted successfully. Okay, because we have scheduled this post, the way you can go and double check that your message is actually created is to click scheduled post right there. And here you can see that 5 hours from now, which is 12 o'clock, the official post is going to go. And it's going to tell me right here what type of notification I created. I'll use this as an example because these are things that we've already done. Live feed, website, and the actual push notification along with the text message has already been sent. Now I'm going to do this one more time because I want to show you what happens if you send it immediately. Let's say you had a water line break. So I'm going to use myself again, test list. Now we're going to do LPS. Let me pick a school. We just had Elmore West, for example. They had a water line break. So Elmore West parents, there was a blah, blah, blah. And for example, I'm just going to say, let me just say this is a test. This is a test. Okay? This is a test. And then thank you. You would put your message. I told you to include the date, so we'll just come back up here. This is a test for October 12th. And if we had a specific time, we would go ahead and add that as well. And then I'll just put time. Okay, so I'm ready. I said thank you. I'm sending it just to myself, and I am going to publish it because I want this message, this particular message, to go out right now. I want to show you what to do just to check. So I'm going to hit publish. It always scares me to hit this button even though I know it's just going to myself. And I have my phone beside me, so a good way for me to do is, again, check this. There's an X and it says posted successfully. You can't see it now, but I just got a notification on my phone and it went. So if you're not sending the message to yourself, you want to make sure that you get it. Sometimes what happens is, depending on the number of people we're sending this message to, this actual site will error out and it'll say, oops, something went wrong. Do not send the message again unless you have checked the alerts. And a way to see if a message went out, if you're not the recipient, is to click alerts down here, this highlighted area, and you're going to click it because I've already published it. I haven't scheduled it. I've published it. Once the window is done cycling, you're going to look for something called Analytics. Here in the Analytics, you'll see Elmore West parents, this is a test for October 12th at blah, blah. It showed that the actual message went. So if your web page does error out and it says, oops, something went wrong, do not send the message again. Go to Alerts, click on Analytics, and ensure that, one, you see the message here. If you don't see the message, then it probably did not go through. But if it has message sent and it has the actual description, you'll see a number here. If you don't see anything but these dashes, that means it's still pushing. So what you would do is hit refresh, and your number count may change. Okay, so that is how to check if your web page errors out. So that's the live feed portion using the SMS. Now the other part is the voice call. And we don't want you to use text to speech. Sometimes it interprets words wrong. So I would rather just use the record audio. Write your script out before you actually go to record it. Now, this is a test, so here's what's going to happen, and hopefully it'll let me do the mic while I'm talking to you. When you're ready, you hit click to record. This is just a test. This is just a test. I'm going to stop that. You should see right here. To record. This is just a test. This is just a test. So that played. Let's say I like it. If I don't like what I heard or something in the background happened, then right here, I'm going to hit record a new message. And I'll do it just so you can see. You'll have to click the, this is just a test. This is just a test. Record it, play it again. This is just a test. This is just a test. Sorry if that's a little loud. Okay, so I like that message. I'm going to hit use this message. Now you go select the people you want to receive your notification. Again, I'm just testing, so please feel free to use my phone number right there as a test while you're doing this. Here it goes. And you can see right here, you don't need to do anything because we're just sending a voice call out. There's the voice message attached, and this is my recipient, which is myself. So I'm going to hit publish because I don't want to schedule it. Remember, if you want it to go after your parents have already picked up the children and you don't want your secretaries to be inundated with phone calls, hit the schedule button, click the date, and make sure you pick the time. I'm not going to schedule it. I'm going to go ahead and publish it so that way you can kind of hear, hopefully, what I have. I'm going to hit publish. And you should be able to hear my phone ring as soon as it's done. There again, it says posted successfully to the district. There's my phone call. I'm answering it. Here it is.
This is just a test. This is just a test.
Okay, so that went through. That's what will happen. If you are going to use voice messaging, let me know before you send it. The best thing to do is identify yourself, identify your site, and then say your message. This is Principal Oates and from Eisenhower High School, and then you can say your message, something to that extent. That's it, guys. If you have any other questions or there's something that's not working for you properly, please feel free to call or email. Myself or one of my team members will get with you, and hopefully you'll be on your way now to sending notifications. Thank you.